of the ongoing Tihar festival, the second biggest festival of the country. Despite the ongoing pandemic, people throughout the country are seen celebrating Tihar, the festival of lights, with significant enthusiasm and fervor. Celebrations apart, the country is in a crucial phase in its fight against COVID-19 as it faces the challenge of bringing the virus under control, which might surge again as people try to resume their regular activities during and after the festivities. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the top stories of the hour. People celebrate Baitika, the final day of Tihar festival today. Capital's Balgopaleshwar temple in Rani Pokhari opens for public. Ruling Nepal Communist Party leaders Nepal and Gautam reject Chairman Oli's request to withdraw the political report submitted by Executive Chairman Dahal at the party's secretariat meeting. 1,477 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the country, taking the total number of cases to 209,776. Death toll climbs to 1,221. And Belgium ends England's hopes of qualifying for Nations League finals with a 2-0 win. The final day of Tihar festival today, also known as Yama Panchak, is being celebrated across the country by observing Baitika. The festival culminates in Baitika, a day that resets on premises of love, rituals, beautiful hues, reverence and puja done specially for one's brother. This occasion honors brother-sister relationship, celebrating the holy emotional bond that they share. It is marked by offering special prayers for each brother's prosperity and long life. Nepal Panchanga Nirnayak Samiti stated that the auspicious hour for this year's Baitika is at 11:37 a.m. later today. Meanwhile, the capital's Balgopaleshwar temple in Rani Pokhari, where people without brothers and sisters visit the temple to observe the day, will remain open today and tomorrow for the first time since the 2015 April earthquake. Prime Minister and Chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, KP Sharma Oli, has urged party senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal and Vice Chairman Bamdev Gautam to play a role in resolving the intra-party disputes. However, in their response, both the leaders suggested Premier Oli to improve his working style. Prime Minister Oli called Vice Chairman Gautam at his official residence in Balwata yesterday morning and urged him to facilitate in reconciling the ongoing rift between the two chairmen. The power struggle between Premier Oli and Executive Chairman Dahal is at its peak at the moment, as both the chairmen have been exchanging letters of accusations regarding the government's performance and the party's operation. During the meeting, Prime Minister Oli requested Leader Gautam to help in withdrawing the political report submitted by Executive Chairman Dahal at the party's secretariat meeting. Denying Prime Minister's request, Leader Gautam said that the report was a common view of 5 secretariat members. Vice Chairman Gautam also said that the report would be secondary if Premier Oli would self-criticize and change his working style. Prime Minister Oli urged Gautam to take charge of the ministry of his choice. However, Leader Gautam said he was ready to become a minister, however, suggested to make the decision from the party's meeting. Earlier, the Standing Committee meeting in September had sought for a way out after Leader Gautam had submitted a 6-point proposal to both the chairmen, saying it was a consensus document at a time when the party was at the verge of a split. Premier Oli is still trying to convince Leader Gautam to prove his majority in the party. After Leader Gautam did not comply to his request, Prime Minister Oli called a senior leader Nepal at his official residence in Balwatar yesterday afternoon for discussion. During the meeting, Premier Oli requested Leader Nepal to withdraw the political report and take initiative to resolve the dispute. However, Leader Nepal made it clear that report would not be withdrawn, saying that the current crisis in the party is a result of Premier Oli's working style. A source close to Leader Nepal said that if the working style is not corrected, the report might be submitted to the Standing Committee meeting. The intra-party dispute within the ruling Nepal Communist Party has been ongoing for a year now, either on surficial or within a faction. Due to the inaction of the party leadership, party affairs have been halted and even the government has not been able to perform effectively. Even now, the role of the party's top leaders is focused on escalating disputes rather than minimizing them. There has been a wave of dissatisfaction within the party and at the public level towards the ruling party leaderships, which has not been able to take advantage of the opportunity. The dispute between the chairman duo of the ruling party, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, and Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal escalated to a new height last week. Letters of accusations exchanged among each other and the report submitted by Executive Chairman Dahal at the party's secretariat meeting have increased the stalemate within the party, and it is said that the party is at the verge of a split. The rift between the two chairmen has neither strengthened the party unification nor increased the government's effective performance. Leaders of the party's secretariat standing and central committees have also been added to the conflict of the chairman duo, seen as the superficial level to retain the government and gain more power. Instead of resolving the disputes and squabbles, they have publicly questioned the issues. The politics of the ruling party is revolving around the political document presented by Executive Chairman Dahal at the party's secretariat meeting. As the controversy escalated, the party meeting has been considered as a platform for blame game and weakening each other's factions. Youth leaders of the party are dissatisfied with the party leaderships for carrying out such activities. Experts have opined that the ruling party leadership has wasted a lot of time in internal political turmoil instead of focusing on national issues, which could dent the party's overall image in the upcoming days. Coronavirus continues its surge in the country as 1,477 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed yesterday, taking the total number of cases to 209,776. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 death toll in the country has climbed to 1,221, with 6 more individuals succumbing to the virus yesterday. According to the Health Ministry, a total of 6,476 swab samples were tested yesterday, taking the test tally to over 1.6 million. 807 positive cases were detected through the PCR method in the federal capital, as Kathmandu district confirmed 632 cases, while Lalitpur reported 133 and Bhaktapur registered 42 cases. Likewise, 2,798 individuals registered full recovery yesterday, taking the national recovery tally to 173,430, and the recovery rate has climbed to 82.7%. According to the Health Ministry, there are over 35,000 active cases in the country, with 6,676 corona patients in isolation centers, 28,449 in home isolation, and 1,021 in various quarantine centers. The Health Ministry informed that 64 patients are receiving treatment in ventilators, while 354 are in ICUs across different hospitals in the country. The number of COVID-19 patients staying at isolation centers in Bhaktapur has significantly decreased following the government's decision to test only symptomatic patients. In the meantime, the number of patients in isolation centers has come down, as those with mild symptoms often prefer to stay at home. The isolation center at Kharipati in Bhaktapur had witnessed almost full occupancy before Dasai, as the center, with a capacity of 200 beds, had accommodated up to 168 patients at a time. At present, however, only 2 individuals are staying at the center. A similar scenario could be seen at the isolation centers operated by Madhyapur Thimi municipality and Bhaktapur municipality. The number of patients in isolation centers has been declining since the government decided to charge for coronavirus treatment. Even if the government has stepped back from its previous decision, there are still many patients who prefer to stay in the home isolation. According to Health Office, some 1,281 people are in home isolation in Bhaktapur. There is a lack of health facilities in hospitals and isolation centers, for which infected individuals prefer staying at home isolation. Apart from that, the family of the infected individuals pays a good attention to the patients in a good environment. The government of Bagmati province has been lackluster in controlling the coronavirus pandemic in the province. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Hitora, why has the role of provincial government been dismal in controlling the pandemic? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
आदेशको अवहेलना हो, सर्वोच्च अदालतको अवहेलना हो र अर्को कुरा नागरिकहरूको स्वास्थ्यमा सरकारले गम्भीर किसिमको लापरवाही गर्दैछ भन्ने किसिमको कुरा मलाई लाग्दछ।
अन्यत्र विकास बजेटलाई कटौती गर्दै यसमा चाहिँ लगानी गर्दैदेखि सर्वसाधारण जनताले केही राहत पाउँथे भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ।
अदालतले समेत आदेश दिएकोमा यो नगर्नु चाहिँ विधिको शासन होइन भन्ने म बुझ्छु।
जसरी अथवा जुन तरिकाले उपचार गराउनु पर्थ्यो त्यो तर्फ उपचार गराएर जुन जनताप्रतिको उत्तरदायित्व वहन गर्नुपर्ने थियो त्यो सम्बन्धमा चाहिँ अलिकति राज्य चुकेको हो कि भन्ने आवाज अहिले भएको छ।
प्रदेशकै राजधानीभित्र भेन्टिलेटरमा राखेर कोरोनाको रोगीहरूलाई उपचार गर्न सकिरहेको छैन। यसको लागि चाहिँ पहल हुनुपर्छ सरकारले छिटोभन्दा छिटो। जसरी चाहिँ अहिले हाम्रो यहाँ बागमती प्रदेश राजधानीबाट नै रेफर भएर कोरोनाको रोगीहरू चाहिँ काठमाडौँ जानुपर्छ, चितवन जानुपर्ने स्थिति छ।
म चाहिँ यहाँ भेन्टिलेटर आइसियुहरूको व्यवस्था गर्नु पर्थ्यो, गरेन। यो सरकारको चाहिँ नि अब गैर जिम्मेवार पनि हो एक किसिमले।
हामी उपचार गर्छौँ चाहिँ बोलीमा चाहिँ भनेको छ, तर व्यवहारमा त्यो लागू भएको आभास भएको हामीले कहीँ पनि पाइरहेका छैनौँ।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what is the reason for the low number of patients staying at isolation centers? Your options are A. lack of adequate facilities, B. confusion on fees, and C. comfort at home isolation. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. People celebrates Bhai Tika, the final day of Tihar festival today. Capital's Bal Gopaleshwar temple in Rani Pokhari opens for public. Ruling Nepal Communist Party leaders Nepal and Gautam reject Chairman Oli's request to withdraw the political report submitted by Executive Chairman Dahal at the party's secretariat meeting. 1,477 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the country, taking the total number of cases to 209,776. Death toll climbs to 1,221. And Belgium ends England's hopes of qualifying for Nations League finals with a 2-0 win. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Happy Bhai Tika.